Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving into the most explosive developments happening in General Hospital. As the tension in Port Charles reaches a boiling point, betrayal lurks around every corner, alliances shift like quicksand, and secrets threaten to unravel the lives of those who have fought so hard to keep them hidden. The stakes are higher than ever, and our favorite characters are facing impossible choices that could alter the course of their lives forever. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's break down every twist, turn, and hidden layer behind the drama unfolding in General Hospital this week. Jason Morgan, the news tightens, the clock ticks, and the truth becomes more elusive. The walls are closing in on Jason Morgan, and the window of opportunity to clear his name is shrinking by the second. As law enforcement tightens its grip on the investigation, it becomes more evident that the forensic evidence hairs suspiciously found at the crime scene was no accident. Someone wants Jason gone, and they're willing to go to extreme lengths to make sure he takes the fall. But who orchestrated this elaborate frame job? Was it the WSB cleanup team, acting with a hidden agenda, or is Jason simply the most convenient scapegoat in a much larger conspiracy? Anna Devane finds herself caught in the middle of this tangled web. Jason is adamant that he had nothing to do with the crime, but Anna has her doubts. The evidence against him is mounting, and even though she has worked with Jason in the past and knows how he operates, she's not sure she can take his word at face value. Will she be willing to put her career and reputation on the line to help clear his name, or will she decide that the risks are simply too great? One of Jason's biggest problems right now is the lack of an alibi. The only person who might have been able to verify his whereabouts is Drew Kane. But given their strained relationship, Drew has little motivation to come to Jason's defense. The tension between these two runs deep, rooted in past betrayals, unresolved jealousy, and a complicated history that neither of them has ever truly dealt with. Drew's recent behavior suggests that he may even see Jason's downfall as an opportunity to further his own ambitions. By keeping Jason out of the picture, Drew eliminates a powerful rival and solidifies his own standing in Port Charles. Is Drew actively working against Jason, or is he simply choosing to stay silent and let fate take its course? One thing is clear: if Jason doesn't find a way to turn the tide in his favor soon, he could be looking at a future behind bars. And in a town like Port Charles, where betrayals come from the most unexpected places, Jason needs to figure out who he can trust before it's too late. Brad Cooper, haunted by his past, cornered by Selena and running out of options. Meanwhile, across town, Brad Cooper finds himself backed into a corner, and the walls are closing in fast. After a long absence, his formidable and dangerously powerful aunt, Selena has returned, and she's making it abundantly clear that she hasn't forgotten about Brad's outstanding debts. For months, Brad has been trying to break free from his past, carving out a respectable life for himself at General Hospital and even entertaining the possibility of rekindling his relationship with Lucas Jones. But Selena's return threatens to destroy everything he's worked so hard to rebuild. She's not just looking for financial repayment, she's demanding loyalty. And if there's one thing Selena cannot tolerate, it's betrayal. Brad's involvement in the Cody Bell betting scandal has only made things worse. What initially seemed like a harmless, guaranteed win turned into a disastrous loss, and now, Selena is demanding that Brad make good on his obligations. Her cryptic but ominous words, "One way or another, your debt will be paid," suggests that she's willing to go to extreme lengths to ensure that he falls back in line. But what exactly does she have planned? Brad knows that if he gets pulled back into the underworld, it could cost him everything: his job, his freedom, and any chance he has of reclaiming his life. But with Selena exerting more pressure by the day, he may not have much of a choice. He's in too deep, and the deeper he sinks, the harder it will be to find a way out. As tensions escalate, we have to wonder, will Brad succumb to his aunt's demands, or will he find a way to fight back? And if he does, will he be able to outmaneuver someone as ruthless and cunning as Selena Drew Kane's power play, controlling Willow Tate and eliminating obstacles. In yet another corner of Port Charles, a dangerous game of manipulation is unfolding. Drew Kane is making moves, calculated, deliberate, and carefully orchestrated moves, all designed to secure his place at the top. His latest power play? Gaining complete control over Willow Tate. From an outsider's perspective, Drew's insistence on Willow moving in with him might seem like a well-intentioned effort to create a stable home for their blended family. But those who know Drew understand that there's far more to this plan than meets the eye. Nina Reeves, for one, isn't buying it. She sees exactly what Drew is doing, and she's not about to let him get away with it. Nina has spent months fighting to maintain a relationship with her daughter, and the last thing she wants is for Drew to insert himself into their dynamic, driving a wedge between them. She has every reason to believe that the more time Willow spends with Drew, the more influence he will gain over her, and that's a risk Nina simply isn't willing to take. Drew, however, has no intentions of backing down. He sees Willow as a key player in his long-term plans, and he's willing to use every tactic at his disposal to ensure that she falls in line. If that means alienating Nina and undermining her role in Willow's life, so be it. But how far is Nina willing to go to stop him? Will she call Drew out on his manipulations? And if she does, will Willow listen, or will she allow herself to be pulled further under Drew's influence? As tensions rise, it's becoming increasingly clear that this isn't just a battle for control, it's a war. And when it comes to war, there are always casualties. The question is, who will come out on top? And who will be left picking up the pieces? Final thoughts: the future of Port Charles hangs in the balance. As the drama intensifies, Port Charles is on the brink of some of its most shocking twists yet. Jason is fighting for his freedom, Brad is fighting for his future, and Nina is fighting for her daughter. Meanwhile, Drew is making moves that could change everything if he can pull them off without making too many enemies in the process. Next, we're diving into one of the most talked about departures from General Hospital, the exit of Chad Duell, the longtime portrayer of Michael Corinthos. But while fans were initially devastated by his departure, recent developments have shed light on what's next for the beloved actor and how his absence is being handled within the show's evolving storyline. From thrilling off-screen adventures to hints about his potential return, there's plenty to unpack. Let's explore Chad Duell's post-GH journey, his personal motivations for stepping away, and how the writers cleverly left the door open for Michael Corinthos' comeback. A new chapter, Chad Duell's life after General Hospital. While fans may not be seeing Chad Duell on their screens right now, the actor has been making the most of his time away from General Hospital. Instead of dramatic confrontations in Port Charles, his latest adventures have taken him outdoors, quite literally. Since his departure, Duell has been embracing life with his girlfriend, Luana Lucci, and their young son. Recently, he took to Instagram to share a thrilling horseback riding excursion, offering fans a glimpse into his newfound leisure time. The snapshots showed breathtaking landscapes, with the rolling hills of California in the background and a stunning cityscape stretching far below. His followers were delighted to see him enjoying life beyond the soap opera world, and the comments section was flooded with support. Fans expressed their happiness that Duell is taking time for himself, even though they dearly miss seeing him as Michael Corinthos. But even as he immerses himself in these personal experiences, one question lingers: will he ever return to General Hospital? An open door: will Chad Duell reprise his role as Michael Corinthos? Although GH initially teased a more tragic fate for Michael, the writers ultimately chose a different direction. The character's storyline took an unexpected turn when, instead of being killed off, he was presumed dead in a fire, only to be revealed later as being sent overseas for treatment. This creative decision allows Michael Corinthos to remain a significant figure in the show's overarching plot, even if he's not physically present. His absence continues to influence the lives of those he left behind, particularly Sasha, who is now expecting his child. But in a jaw-dropping twist, Jason has stepped in to claim the role of the baby's father for now. The entire setup practically screams future comeback. General Hospital fans know that long-lost characters always have a way of returning when the time is right. During his appearance on the Daily Drama podcast, Duell himself acknowledged that executive producer Frank Valentini left the possibility open for him to reprise the role. However, that return may not be happening anytime soon. For now, Duell seems fully committed to his current life chapter, focusing on his young family and personal growth. The real reasons behind Chad Duell's exit. While some fans speculated that creative differences or contract disputes played a role in his decision to leave GH, Duell has been candid about his true reasons for stepping away. His departure was largely influenced by personal events that reshaped his perspective on life and career priorities. One of the most significant factors was the loss of his father. During his conversation with Steve Burton and Bradford Anderson on the Daily Drama podcast, Duell admitted that his father's passing had a profound impact on him. The grief weighed heavily, making him re-evaluate what truly mattered. "A lot of stuff's been going on in my life," Duell shared. "There's a few things behind it, but one thing I did say is my dad passed away, and I'm still coming to terms with that." Losing a loved one often forces people to reassess their choices, and for Duell, that meant stepping away from the constant demands of daytime television to prioritize healing and family. A new role, embracing fatherhood in family life. Another deeply personal motivation for Duell's exit was his desire to be a more present father. In September 2023, he and Luana Lucci welcomed their first child, a beautiful milestone that brought immense joy but also new responsibilities. Balancing the rigorous filming schedule of a soap opera with the demands of parenthood is no easy feat. After nearly 15 years of playing Michael Corinthos, Duell decided it was time to shift his focus toward his growing family. Rather than spending long hours on set, he wanted to be actively involved in his son's early years. His Instagram posts now frequently highlight the joys of fatherhood, showing heartfelt moments between him, Luana, and their baby boy. Fans have praised him for prioritizing his family, even though his absence from General Hospital is deeply felt. The legacy of Michael Corinthos and what comes next. Looking back, Duell's time as Michael Corinthos was filled with intense storylines that shaped the character into one of General Hospital's most compelling figures. Since stepping into the role in 2010, replacing Drew Garrett, Duell took Michael through countless emotional arcs, marriages, betrayals, family feuds, and devastating losses. His portrayal earned him widespread acclaim, making him one of the most recognizable faces on the show. His departure left a void, but GH has found ways to keep Michael's presence alive. As Sasha navigates her pregnancy and Jason continues the ruse of fatherhood, the tension surrounding Michael's eventual return only builds. Could Duell return down the line for a dramatic reunion? Will another actor step into Michael's shoes in the meantime? Or will General Hospital prolong the mystery, keeping fans guessing about Michael's fate for months or even years to come? For now, fans can only speculate. But one thing is certain, whether on screen or off, Chad Duell remains an unforgettable part of GH history. Final thoughts: a bittersweet goodbye, but an open future. Chad Duell's departure from General Hospital marks the end of an era, but it's also the beginning of an exciting new chapter for the actor. While he takes time to heal, focus on family, and explore new opportunities, his legacy as Michael Corinthos remains strong. And as history has shown, in the world of soaps, no one ever truly stays gone forever. So, what do you think? Will Chad Duell eventually make his GH comeback? Do you believe the show should recast Michael Corinthos, or should they keep his storyline open-ended until Duell is ready to return? Next, we're diving into the latest intrigue, power struggles, and emotional entanglements unraveling in General Hospital. With betrayals looming, secrets threatening to surface, and relationships evolving in unexpected ways, Port Charles is once again the epicenter of drama. From Trina's budding romance to Drew's political downfall, and the sinister web of deception surrounding Jason, there's a lot to unpack. Let's break it all down. A new romance blooms, Trina and Kai's unexpected connection. Amidst all the chaos, grief, and high-stakes power plays, General Hospital is offering fans a rare breath of fresh air, a moment of light-hearted romance between Trina and Kai. As tensions rise across town, these two are slowly growing closer, and their latest interaction has fans buzzing. During a scene at the art gallery, Trina finds herself in a precarious situation, balancing on a ladder that wobbles dangerously. Just as she's about to fall, Kai swoops in to steady her, creating an unexpectedly intimate moment between them. Eagle-eyed fans of the show were quick to point out the eerie familiarity of this scene. The parallels to Trina's past romantic storyline with Spencer Cassadine are undeniable. Back then, a similar incident helped spark undeniable chemistry between her and Spencer, and now, it seems like history is repeating itself. But is this intentional, or is it simply a recycled trope? While some viewers argue that GH writers need to freshen up their approach, others see it as a nostalgic nod to past romances. Either way, it's clear that Trina and Kai's connection is heating up, providing a welcome distraction from the dark storm brewing elsewhere in Port Charles. Drew's empire begins to crumble, a long overdue reckoning. While love is blossoming for some, others are watching their carefully built empires start to crack, and Drew Quartermain may soon be facing the consequences of his actions. Recently, Curtis sought out his Aunt Stella, knowing she had valuable political connections that could help bring Drew down. Unlike others who might hesitate to wield their influence, Stella seemed all too eager to step into the fight. She wasted no time reaching out to her contact in Congress, determined to expose Drew's misuse of power when it comes to Curtis and Aurora Media. The hope? That someone with integrity, someone appalled by Drew's manipulations, will gather the necessary evidence to see him ousted from office. For many GH fans, this moment is long overdue. Drew's power grabs and morally questionable tactics have left plenty of destruction in their wake. Watching him finally face a real challenge is not just satisfying, it's necessary. But will this plan actually work? Or does Drew have yet another ace up his sleeve? As the battle for justice intensifies, one thing is certain: Curtis and Stella aren't backing down anytime soon. The setup: is Jason being framed? While political maneuvering dominates one side of Port Charles, another, even more dangerous plot is unfolding in the shadows, one that could send Jason Morgan straight to prison. The situation is dire. Jack Brennan, who was supposedly just helping Jocelyn Jacks by orchestrating a cleanup at the infamous cabin, may have taken things too far. When law enforcement arrived at the crime scene, they found no trace of Cyrus Renault's body and a meticulously clean space. But despite the seemingly flawless cover-up, there was one crucial mistake, or, perhaps, a deliberate act of deception. Now, Jason is at the center of a disturbing frame job, and all signs point to Brennan as the mastermind behind it. The promo hints at Jason's growing desperation as he vehemently denies any wrongdoing. Alongside his trusted attorney, Diane Miller, he scrambles to piece together the puzzle and determine who would benefit from his downfall. Meanwhile, Jocelyn, racked with guilt, is adamant about Jason's innocence. But her unwavering certainty raises even more suspicion, leading Anna Devane to press her for answers. Jocelyn teeters on the edge of confessing the truth, but will she actually go through with it? The stakes couldn't be higher. If Jason takes the fall, it could change the balance of power in Port Charles in ways no one expects. But if he manages to prove he's being set up, who will be exposed in the process? Final thoughts: what's next for Port Charles? As always, General Hospital is delivering high-octane drama, with secrets unraveling, relationships evolving, and power struggles reaching a fever pitch. With Trina and Kai's romance taking shape, Curtis and Stella's plan gaining momentum, and Jason fighting for his freedom, the next few episodes promise to be explosive. Who will come out on top? Who will fall from grace? And who will face the ultimate betrayal? Stay tuned, GH fans, because things are just getting started.